hadn't left my room for 3 days. Today, I opened the curtains. My hands were shaking, but I did it. The sunlight felt like hope.
During a panic attack at work, I stayed at my desk, just breathing. Nobody knew, but I didn't give up. That was 6 months ago. I'm still here.
Made my first coffee in 2 weeks. Didn't clean the kitchen. Didn't do the laundry. But I made that coffee. Tomorrow, maybe 2 tasks, but today, coffee was enough.
Notice the patterns in these stories. If you're watching this right now, chances are you know that feeling. The weight of another day pressing down before it even begins. Society tells us every day should be productive, energetic, Instagram-worthy. But what about the days when breathing feels like a marathon? I'm not here to tell you how to transform your life. I'm not here to sell you a morning routine. I'm here because sometimes the bravest thing we do is simply show up. And today, we're going to talk about why that matters more than you think. Before we go any further, let's acknowledge something society rarely talks about. Not every day needs to be a masterpiece. We're bombarded with messages about 5 a.m. routines, perfect productivity, constant hustle. But here's what's real. Sometimes victory looks like sending one email. Sometimes it's just eating a proper meal. Sometimes it's simply making it to bedtime. You know that feeling when you've been scrolling for an hour, feeling worse with each swipe but can't seem to stop. While everyone else seems to be getting promotions, running marathons or starting businesses, you're here trying to figure out how to start the day. And those expectations, they pile up like unread emails, each one adding to the weight you're already carrying. If any of this sounds familiar, I want you to know something. You're not broken. You're not failing. You're human. And sometimes being human means struggling with the basics. Take a moment right now. Pause the video if you need to, and just acknowledge where you are today. No judgment, no fixing, just awareness. Let's talk about something fascinating. What actually happens in your brain when you just show up? Even the smallest action you take sends a signal to your brain that says, "We're still in the game." This is where the 2-minute rule comes in. It's not about solving everything, it's about starting somewhere. When everything feels overwhelming, brush teeth for 2 minutes. Make your bed for 2 minutes. Science shows these micro-actions trigger dopamine release, your brain's reward chemical. Let's try something together right now. Close your eyes if you're somewhere safe. Take one deep breath. Picture yourself doing just one small task. Not perfectly, not completely, just starting it. Feel that slight shift? That's your brain preparing for action. 2 years ago, I hit a point where getting out of bed felt impossible. My turning point wasn't a grand transformation. It was deciding to put on my shoes. Just my shoes. Every morning, even if I did nothing else. This tiny action became my anchor. The science is clear. Small actions repeated consistently literally rewire your brain. It's not about motivation. It's about building neural pathways through tiny steps. Society's highlight reel tells us strength looks like crushing gym sessions, 12-hour workdays, constant productivity. But true strength, it often looks more like this. Someone finally opening their mail, a person making their first meal in days, someone sending that difficult text they've been avoiding. When depression makes gravity feel heavier, making your bed isn't just tidying up. It's an act of rebellion against the weight you're carrying. That work email you've been dreading, just hitting send is climbing your own personal mountain. And sometimes just stepping into the shower is the bravest battle you'll fight today. Not because it's hard for everyone, but because it's hard for you right now. And that's okay. Right now, I want you to do something. Think of one thing you did today that no one else saw. Something small, something you didn't post about. That's your victory. That's your strength. Last week, I celebrated putting on real clothes instead of staying in pajamas. 5 years ago, I would have been embarrassed to admit that. Today, I understand that strength comes in all sizes. Your strength isn't measured by your productivity. It's measured by the moments you choose to continue, even when continuing feels impossible. Now let's build something together, your personal survival toolkit. But here's what makes this different. Everything I'm about to share requires minimal energy, because on hard days, that's exactly what we need. First tool, the 3-3-3 method. When everything feels overwhelming, name 3 things you can see right now. Name 3 things you can hear. Move 3 parts of your body. That's it. No special equipment, no preparation, just you present in this moment. Next tool, the 1-song method. Pick any song you like. Press play. Move anything out of place until the song ends. When the song ends, you're done. No guilt about what's left undone. No pressure to continue. Just 1 song's worth of effort. Our final tool is the most basic form of journaling. 1 line, that's all. Just 1 line about how you feel or what you see or what you need. No rules, no prompts, no pressure. Let's set up your emergency comfort buttons. 1. Save a playlist with your most soothing songs. 2. Bookmark a funny video that always makes you smile. 3. Keep a photo of your happiest memory easily accessible. These are your instant rescue tools, no thinking required. Remember, these tools aren't about fixing everything. They're about surviving the moment you're in right now. Keep them simple. Keep them accessible. Use them without judgment. You've been hearing my voice, but now it's time for something more powerful. The voices of people just like you. Real stories, real struggles, real triumph in simply showing up.
I hadn't left my room for 3 days. Today, I opened the curtains. My hands were shaking, but I did it. The sunlight felt like hope.
During a panic attack at work, I stayed at my desk, just breathing. Nobody knew. But I didn't give up. That was 6 months ago. I'm still here.
Made my first coffee in 2 weeks. Didn't clean the kitchen. Didn't do the laundry. But I made that coffee. Tomorrow, maybe 2 tasks. But today, coffee was enough.
Notice the patterns in these stories. Small steps, private victories, the courage to begin again, the strength in simply staying. These aren't just stories. These are proof you're not alone. Every story shared here started with someone feeling exactly like you might feel right now. Lost, overwhelmed, but still here, still trying, still showing up. Let's rewrite what victory looks like. Not in grand gestures, but in moments so small, most people wouldn't even notice them. Let's build your personal bare minimum checklist. Not what you should do, but what you can do on your hardest days. Drink 1 glass of water. Send 1 text message, open 1 window. Take medication if applicable, 3 deep breaths. Remember, checking even 1 box is a victory. Let's give ourselves permission. Instead of a full workout, permission to stretch for 30 seconds. Instead of cleaning the house, permission to clear 1 surface. Instead of answering all emails, permission to handle just the urgent one. This isn't settling. This is surviving with grace. What does showing up really look like? Opening blinds at noon, changing 1 pillowcase, eating cereal for dinner, sending a thumb-up emoji instead of a long reply, putting on clean socks. Here's a simple way to track your victories. 1 dot, 1 thing you managed today. That's it. No categories, no judgments, just dots telling the story of your courage. Think of each small action as a drop of water. 1 drop might seem insignificant, but over time, these drops create rivers. This is the quiet power of showing up. Let's talk about something called non-zero days. A non-zero day is any day where you did something. Anything, no matter how small. 1 push-up, 1 minute of meditation, 1 kind text to yourself. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is not 0. Here's what happens when you string together non-zero days. Day 1, brush teeth. Day 5, brush teeth plus face wash. Day 10, quick morning routine. Day 30. The routine feels strange to skip. This isn't about motivation, it's about tiny actions compounding. Story 1. Started with making bed daily. 3 months later, complete morning routine. Story 2. Began with one daily text to friend. Now, running weekly support group. Story 3. First step, walking to mailbox. Today, 10-minute daily walks. Every small action rewires your brain, creates new pathways, builds quiet confidence, not through force, but through gentle consistency. Remember, you don't need to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step, again and again. Before you leave this video, I want you to know something. The fact that you're here, watching until the end, is proof that part of you hasn't given up, and that part, that's your strength speaking. Tomorrow might not be perfect. It might not even be good, but you have tools now. You have permission to take it slow. And most importantly, you know you're not alone in this. Right below this video is a community of people just like you. People showing up, people starting over, people choosing to continue. 3 things you can do right now. 1. Save this video for hard days. 2. Share your showing up story below. 3. Pick one tool to try tomorrow. Remember, sometimes the bravest thing is simply showing up. And today, you showed up. That's enough.